Have you decided what you and your brain were going to have for the holidays? Hi, I'm Bernice Hunt, and I am a brain health specialist. I work with women just like you who are starting to notice a few memory challenges, and I help you to stay sharp so that as you age, you can still travel, have fun with your grandkids, and experience new adventures without missing a beat. As a wellness coach for over 10 years, I like to present my clients with different options. You know, everyone's different, and you'd be surprised at how many different options you have when it comes to healthy food. And I'm talking about tasty options, not just making something work, some delicious options. So did you catch my video a few days ago? It was also on omegas, and it was about balancing specifically omega-3s and omega-6s. So if you didn't catch that, go on my Facebook page, or you can go on my YouTube channel and find that video about balancing omegas. But today I wanted to talk a little more about it. I wanted to talk about how you can reduce more of those omega-6s that you're intaking. Also, I want to talk about the fat that you should be avoiding at all costs, especially during the holidays. And I wanted to mention safer ways that you can make sure you're getting enough of your omega-3s. Okay, so we'll do that today. So first, starting with reducing those omega-6s. And you notice I said reduce, didn't say eliminate, because you do want to take in omega-6s. Your brain does need that essential fatty acid. It's just that in our society, we eat way too much of those omega-6s. So we need to reduce the amount that we're ingesting, and by a lot. Because they say to try to make the proportion 2-to-1, like 2 omega-6s to every 1 omega-3, or in a perfect world, 1-to-1 would be perfect, but 2-to-1 will be okay. And we're way from that. A lot of us are 25-to-1 or 20-to-1, which is way out of proportion, and it's doing damage to our body and to our brain. So we can help ourselves out with that by trying to stay away from processed foods and stay away from those processed cooking oils, because they are high in omega-6s, and those packaged foods are also, and so we don't want that. So we're going to stay away from the vegetable oils and the corn oils and the canola oils and all of those things in our processed packaged foods. I know, especially during the holidays, though. It's so easy to grab that stuff during the holidays, but make a concerted effort, because you're trying to reduce your omega-6s. They say to think about the Mediterranean diet. You know, they have a diet with a lot of vegetables and fruits and nuts and seeds and olive oil and those things. So if you think along that line, you will naturally be reducing the amount of omega-6s that you're intaking. Okay, so the next one is eliminating trans fats. Okay, I did not say avoid trans fat. I did not say reduce trans fats. They're about the worst kind of fat you can put in your body. I said eliminate, because guess what? There is no good thing about them. They have no benefit to your body. They are not good for you, and you don't need them for anything. So there's no reason for you to be taking them in, because you don't need them for anything. And so I don't want to use the word use in moderation and that kind of thing, because there is no such thing as moderation, because they are bad for your brain. Okay, they reduce your serotonin levels, and you end up with depression. You can end up with they say with your nerve cells, with your neurons, they alter the way they're communicating with each other. And also it affects your memory. Guess what, guys? Gotta tell you. Processed foods, once again, you want to stay from that, away from those commercially processed treats and desserts are loaded with trans fats. And you know what? During the holidays is when we have a tendency to just grab that store-bought apple pie, grab that store-bought pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie, that store-bought carrot cake or whatever. You want to really try not to do that, because no trans fats are good for your body. You don't want them in there. So you don't want to be loading up on them during the holidays. So what you're going to do, you're going to make the stuff yourself. Or if you don't know how to make, if you don't know how to bake, you don't know how to make it yourself, latch on to a friend. have them do some kind of swap, some kind of way where they make some things and you make some things or whatever, so that you're not buying that store-bought stuff because it's not good for you. Neither are the crackers, the chips, all of that stuff. You want to stay away from those things, okay? They did one study on trans fats, and they did it with some group, 2 groups, whatever. And they said that the group that had the highest levels of the trans fat intake, they had, 52 to 74% increased risk for dementia from eating those commercially bought, processed, packaged foods. 52 to 74% more of a chance of getting some form of dementia. And the FDA is not helping us with that, because they say they let the people put on the package 0 trans fats, when actually you can have as much as 0.5 per serving. When's the last time you opened up a package of anything and you just ate the serving size that's on that label? Potato chip, you eat 8? I think not. Cookies, all of that stuff. So that's really deceptive. So don't be deceived by that, and just make it your goal to get that out of your system and make more things yourself, especially during the holidays when so many people are expecting those cookies and cakes and pies. Okay, so let me get off that. I could be on that for a while. Okay, so my third thing is regarding your omegas, okay? Now, we definitely want the omega-3s. We talked about that. We're going to up the omega-3s. We're going to lower the omega-6, but we want to increase the omega-3s because a lot of people are short and deficient in that, and your body really needs your omega-3s. Your brain really needs your omega-3s, so we want to increase that. And so you hear people, when they talk about omegas, the first thing that comes to your mind is fish, When you increase your omegas, you eat your fish, okay? And experts, would say that immediately, eat your fish. And then they went and they started saying, fish oil supplements, okay? And that was good for a long time, but nowadays we're having some problems. And so they're becoming a little problematic. And so we have some little controversy with that. So I just wanted to talk to you about that a little bit, because the fish of today is not the fish of yesteryear, if you know what I'm saying. Our oceans, unfortunately, have become polluted with, mercury is the high thing everyone talks about, but it's not just mercury. There's a lot of different toxins, all kinds of toxins in the waters, and the fish are being inundated with that. And so your fish are getting contaminated to the point that now the professionals tell you, you can't just eat. When I was young, it was like there was no limit on how much seafood or fish or anything you could eat. Yeah, that was a while ago, but still, I don't remember someone limiting the amount of fish or seafood I ate. But now they say no more than like twice a week, because of the contamination that's more than likely in the fish. And then they also specify what kind of fish. You just can't eat everything. You just can't eat anything, any kind of fish, guys. They specify what kind of fish you should be eating, and then use the word smash, and that'll help you remember, because it's salmon, a wild Atlantic salmon, and it's I should be saying smash. Okay, so I'll start with sardines, mackerel, anchovies, wild Atlantic salmon, and herring. Those are the fish that they're recommending that you eat, and they recommend you staying away from the other ones, okay? So that's a lot different from when I was growing up, guys. I mean, they never quantified, and then remember when tilapia, at least for me, when I got familiar with what tilapia was, I was like, what's tilapia? Well, tilapia most likely for the tilapia you're buying is farm raised, and they say point blank, stay away from farm raised fish if you're looking for omegas, because guess what? They didn't feed the farm-raised fish any algae. So if it's farm-raised salmon, if it's farm-raised tilapia, or farm-raised anything, you think you're eating getting omegas, you're not getting omegas, because they didn't feed them algae. They fed them grain and others. I don't know what kind of junk they fed them, but trust me, it wasn't algae. Okay, so in fact, they have, 3 ways that you can do. You can eat the fish, not the farm-raised, but eat the other fish that have eaten algae. And so the algae, once it's in them, they can change that ALA omega to the DHA, which you need and your brain needs also, okay? Or you can get fish oil, and fish oil has been taken from, slaughtered fish. So they have ingested the algae, the fish, before you gave them the axe. They ate the algae, and then they extracted fat, and so they have DNA. You can get DHA out of that, which is a great omega. Is what you need, one of the 3 omegas from omega-3s, and or you can eat the algae yourself, and your body will do the same thing that the fish body has done, which is convert that ALA to the DHA. So those are your 3 options now, and now more experts are giving you those 3 options, whether just saying to eat fish or take fish oil supplement. They give you that 3rd option because of the contamination problem, and also because with the fish oil, there also you have that rancidity. They can become rancid from the time that they get the fish to the time that they put the bottle on the shelf and you buy it and take it home. They say it can be up to a year, and so by the time you get it, that oil is rancid. It's not healthy for you anymore. In fact, it's toxic for you, and you get a lot of people. You get the burpees when you take the fish oil supplement, or you get fish breath or whatever, or indigestion or whatever, and that's part of the reason is because it's rancid. So that's a problem. Also, plus a lot of people are allergic to fish, and so that wasn't ever an option for them. Okay, and the other thing is if the fish is contaminated, then the fish oil, guess what, is contaminated. So you really have to get a high quality certified fish oil supplement to be safe that way. So a lot of experts are recommending to get the plant-based algae supplement, and so that you can forego all those possible problems that you might have. So those are things you can do, and I hope that you intentionally commit to getting healthy fats in you, and especially don't veer off too far. Don't veer off at all. I hope during the holidays, where it's very, very tempting to buy all that store-bought stuff, that you try to stay as true as you can to the healthier versions. And if you want to get the omegas, of course you can get omegas from avocados and nuts and seeds and all of that, and that's good. But a lot of people don't eat enough of that, and they want to go with the supplement way, which is wonderful. Then now that you have options, and you can be cautious about selecting what option you want. So that's what I have for you today. And if you want to know what I do, I take a plant-based omega, and if you want to know what kind I take, I'll be happy to share that with you. Just connect with me, private message me, or comment below, whatever, and I'll share the kind that I particularly like and been using for years anyway. But so it's all good. So I want you to have a very Merry Christmas, and excited about the new year. I hope you're excited about the new year, because guess what? Your brain's destiny is in your hands.